Today we are making a frame of halvings consisting of a cross, a T, a corner and a mitered halving, which were covered in videos 2 and 3. Right. Additionally, I will be showing you some marking out processes and chamfering details using a tenon saw. These details can be used on a sliding sash window like this. Now, the tools required for the job we're about to do are a pencil, a ruler, single pin marking gauge, a tri-square, a mitre square, a 25mm bevel edge chisel, a claw hammer, a posi drive screwdriver, a smoothing plane, a low angle jack plane, this is new, a tenon saw, a cordless drill, a countersink, and a 3mm HSS wood drill bit. Okay, so aids required for this frame of halving joints are: you need a cleaning up board like what I have here, some corner blocks just to keep the actual frame in position, F-clamp, this is a sash clamp, 2 sash clamps, 1, 2, a shooting board which is set at a 45-degree angle, winding sticks, a squaring rod, 2 bench bearers, a bench hook, another shooting board but set at a right angle to the slope. These are all aids that are required for the job in hand, and posi drive screws which are 3.5 by 25 in millimeters, or an imperial 1 inch by 6. 6 is the head. Posi drive screws required to secure the frame. And that is it. Materials required for this job is one piece at 700 by 45 by 28, and then another piece of timber at 600 by 45 by 28mm thick. So firstly, we need to establish the 2 longest sides, 1 and 2. Now to do that, I got a dimension here of 200. I know that these pieces here are 45 and 45. So we got 200 plus 45 plus 45 plus 50. That equals 340. So our length of the 2 longest sides should be 340mm long. So we need to establish the lengths of the top rail and the bottom rail in this frame. So the bottom rail is going to be, the length of it is going to be, one part is 45 plus 175 plus 45 equals 265. And then the top rail is going to be 45 plus 175 plus 45 plus an additional 50mm. That gives us a total of 315. Now I'm going to cut the piece of the 700 piece in half. So I'm going to measure 350mm long and then mark. Okay, so now we need to cut the top rail and the bottom rails. Now they are, the top rail is 315, but we need to cut that at 320 to allow for tolerances, and also we need to also cut the bottom rail, which is 265. We need to cut that slightly bigger at, so at 270 to allow for tolerances. BTM bottom, and then measure this one. What did I say? 320. Before I do that, I'll call that top rail. I like to name the components that I'm using. So I've got top rail, bottom rail. These two here will be left hand side, right hand side. RH or LH, left hand, right hand. They'll be going like that. So you've got the overall length, which needs to be 340. Finish. So I'll start with 50 mil plus 45 is 95, plus 95 plus 200 is 295, and then 295 plus 45 should give us 340. Okay, all I shall do now is just mark round the lines in relation to my left side component. You can see the left hand side, okay? Okay, so now we pair the right hand side to the one I already marked. So just keep them together and just mark the lines across. Right, so now I'm going to transfer the markings or the positions from the first left-hand side of material over to the second piece. So now I need to mark in just for my mitered corner, which is on our bottom left hand side of our frame. So this is left hand and it's on the bottom here, the 45. So now I need to set up our single pin marking case central to the thickness of the material. what I'm going to do now is gauge the right hand component using, again, the marking gauge. So now we have marked the left hand style and the right hand style in relation to this frame of halvings. Yeah. Now I've marked out the longest members of this frame of halvings, the two long sides. Now it is important that you remember it's always more effective to mark out all the components in one go without going back to one and then marking one. So you do everything in one go, all the marking out, all the cutting in one process. So when you finally bring it together, you're bringing it together as a whole, and so that you're being more effective with your use in relation to producing a said item like this frame. Right, so now I'm going to mark the position of the halvings on the top rail. And then I'm going to just come in a few mil just for cleaning up purposes later. So 2 mil I've come in here. So from that 2 mil line, I'm going to hold my ruler to the edge and then mark in 45 plus 175. That gives us 220. Mark the 220 line. Plus 45 gives us 265. Which is there, and then plus 50 should give us 315, like so. So now I'm going to square over these lines onto the bottom rail now. So simply just keep it nice and level. When I say level, nice and flush to one end. Obviously going to give it a little surplus overhang just for cleaning up purposes, and then so now I'm just squaring over the So now we have to mark our 45 degree angle on our corner mitered halving, just like so. So I'm holding it on the 45 corner. It's going to close like that. So now I'm going to start gauging my components where required. So, right. So now I'm going to shade the waste, which is going to be removed from the members I'm going to put into place across halvings and the cross halving, T, corner, mitre. So I'm going to shade the waste now. So if this is the top side, this is my face side. So the bottom half of this is going to be removed here. Here's the bottom half again. It has to be removed. Like that. Now this one, the bottom row, again, I have to shade the waste that is going to be removed. So in this case, this corner is going to be removed. That there is going to be removed. And this there, just this corner here is going to be removed for that to fit into that. And on this one, it's going to be the underside removed from here, like so. And there, right, so finally, we have some little bits that we're going to add on, the additional parts, because these have already been done in my other two videos, 2 and 3, this section in. So now I'm going to show you about marking out this bit and marking out the details on that and this corner here. Marking out the chamfer on the left hand component, we need to measure down 10 mil and square the line around. So I'm marking my 10 mil and then I'm squaring it. Okay, so we now set the single pin marking gauge to 10 millimeters. Now I need to gauge the end grain, so I then put the piece in the vise like so, and then right, so I'm gauging around all 4 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we need to mark in a chamfer going across here. So the size of that is going to be from this line here. You really need to measure in 20 mil in. Just make a little mark and then pick up my mitre square, because it's basically 45-degree angle. I'm going to square that line across there like that. Like so. And this is going to be the waist. And then just square this line. Like that. So I've already marked 45, marked it, shaded it. This is the waist side. And I could also mark it here if I wanted to, so I'll do that just for you to know it's right away through, like so, okay. Summary, we've now marked out our cross halving, T halving, corner halving, and mitered halving joints. So now it's the process of actually just processing it, cutting it. So I will start with the easiest first, which will be the corner halvings, then the T halving, and then the corner, and then the mitre. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Yeah. So the cutting processes were covered in video 2 and 3. When it comes to the additional chamfers, this one here and this top one here, I shall then show you the techniques.